The Pittsburgh Steelers just got major injury news on 4 players. One of them being their starting right tackle, first-round draft pick Troy Fatanu returning, and also punter Cameron Johnston returning as well. The Steelers also get injury news on Roman Wilson and Mike Tomlin telling us why he did not play towards the end of last season, even though he was healthy. Also, Cole Holcomb, he returns to the practice field after a devastating injury. But first, before I get more into the updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, let's start off with Troy Fatanu, because he got injured prior to week 3 versus the Los Angeles Chargers. He got injured in practice and he dislocated his kneecap. Well, now we get an update by a Pittsburgh Steelers insider on him, because the insider says that he expects that the Pittsburgh Steelers right tackle will be ready to go by training camp. This is by Ray Filippo. He says the only injury he's aware of is Fatanu, and he expects to take part in practices this spring and summer, and they might bring him back slowly, but he said at the end of the season that he was feeling good. So this is going to be a major kind of player for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season after letting go of Dan Moore Jr., letting him leave in free agency. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers fully expected to be Brock Jones and Fatanu at the tackle positions, so it's going to be interesting to see if Fatanu can be a full go. One of the major things with him in the pre-draft process was his injury concern, him not having that many games played because of many injuries, and injury took part in his rookie season, keeping out basically all of it since week 3. So hopefully he's able to get back, but per reports, he should be ready to go in the summer. So now let's move over to the next injury report, looking at Cameron Johnston. If you remember, Pittsburgh Steelers gave Cameron Johnston, a punter, a big contract last offseason. They fully expected him to be the starter, to be a really big piece for them on special teams, but then he got injured. He suffered a knee injury last season, a major knee injury that is, after a player ran into him on a punt. So this was in his first regular season game as a Steeler too, where he got injured. So it was kind of a tragic injury to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers punter, who we all expected to do big things in the special teams game, be a big part of the team, go down with injury, but now he expects to be fully back. The injury was to his right leg, which is the leg he kicks with, and if you track his Instagram page, he was wearing a heavy brace up until his latest post on March 7th. In this video, he was able to have no brace at all, and he was able to punt the ball just fine in his latest video. So, looking at Johnston, it looks like he'll be ready to go by training camp and be ready to go and start punting in all the off-season activities. I'm not saying that Carlos Waitman did not do a good job filling in for Johnston. He actually did. He ended up having a 46.4 yards per punt average and 41.4 net yards, but it figures that Johnston will be back to being the starter because of his huge contract. So Johnston being back can be a big part of this team. So winning a field position is a big part of what the Steelers' mission is for last season, and I fully expect it to be the same for this upcoming one. So Johnston, that's your injury update. Per his social media, he's fine. He's back to punting. Now, moving over to Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson is a player who got injured, just like the other two, very early on in their tenure with the Steelers. He got injured in training camp, preseason, did not end up playing that much this season because he also got injured during the regular season as well with another separate injury. He got injured with his hamstring, he got injured with his calf, and he's just been dealing with a lot of things. And you've seen him get healthy late towards the end of last season, and everyone was thinking, hey, he may be able to return for the playoff game, and the Pittsburgh Steelers could utilize him. But in reality, he was a rookie. He was a player who was injured his whole rookie season, barely had any snaps. Why would you think that he would come in and have a major part in a playoff game? That just didn't make sense. And Mike Tomlin said the exact same thing. He said basically he was healthy, but healthy and football ready greatness are two different things. That's what he brought up. That was his quote when talking about Roman Wilson and why he didn't play in the playoffs. Obviously, he was inactive. So, Roman Wilson now, however, should be fully back, and he is fully healthy. He was actually fully healthy to end last season, and he's good to go for all the offseason activities. And now, this is basically his first season with the Steelers, because he basically missed his whole rookie year. Many people saw it as him being a bust, but in reality, people get injured. Stuff happens. Freak injuries happens. And you have to wait and see if it continues. But him being picked in the second, third round of the draft, he obviously has high value for the Steelers and what they expect him to do. And some people forget that. Some people forget that he was a high draft pick and that the Steelers actually expect him to do big things. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have a dynamic wide receiver room already, and adding Roman Wilson to that is only going to help. So the Pittsburgh Steelers get injury updates on him. He's back. He's ready to go. But in reality, we just get an update on why he didn't play towards the end of last season. And it makes complete sense from McCollum. Also, injury update news on Cole Holcomb. He's another player who returned to practice late towards the end of last season. And many people expected that Pittsburgh Steelers made a deep playoff push that he would have been ready to go. Obviously, he was not taken off of IR and put on the 53-man roster. So there's no official update on him if he would have been ready to go or if they're just making a return to practice on a limited basis and having him do some football-related things. There's not really a big update on that. But in terms of this offseason, we get an update. He's ready to go. He should be fully healthy. He is fully healthy and will be ready to go by training camp. So Cole Holcomb, after tearing basically everything in his knee after getting hit by his own teammate Keanu Neal a couple seasons back when he was doing really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers inside linebacker crew, he got injured, but he should be ready to go and will be ready to go and now be a major part of the inside linebacker group once again. He took a pay cut to stay with this team. The Pittsburgh Steelers told him, hey, either take a pay cut or we're probably going to release you. He decided to stick around with this team, take that pay cut, and now he'll have a chance to show why he took the pay cut and still be a big part of this team. So Cole Holcomb will be back and ready to go. Roman Wilson is back, ready to go. Johnston is back, ready to go. The only one we're a little bit iffy on is Fatanu, but he should be back and ready to go as well for all the offseason stuff and the preseason and everything like that. So all four of these guys will have major parts of this team in what they do best. Right tackle, starter, Fatanu, we need him. We need him to be that starter, especially with Broderick Jones switching over to left tackle. You also need punter Johnston to step in and be big time for this team, so we need him. We also need Roman Wilson to step into his own and show why he was a high draft pick, and if he could be that high draft pick that he was selected to be, that will even help this offense even more. And he could be that slot receiver for this team alongside Calvin Austin. And then we need inside linebacker Cole Holcomb to be the guy that he was before injury, next to Patrick Queen. And if he could be that guy, then the Pittsburgh Steelers have a dangerous inside linebacker group. We let go of Elandon Roberts for a reason. Cole Holcomb is going to come in and fill in that role. And we obviously have Patrick Queen. We have the guy we just drafted, Peyton Wilson. And this inside linebacker group is all turned over, and it looks really good. So we get some major updates this offseason for injuries. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on each of these players. Which player do you think will affect the team the biggest in terms of their return next season? And are you looking forward to seeing any of them play on the football field? You have to remember, most of these guys got injured and they're very early on in their tenure with the Steelers, and we only saw them play a little bit. Cole Holcomb, we got to see play a little bit before he got injured, but he looked great, and the other guys barely even played in their tenure. So this would be interesting to see them on the football field back for basically the first time in a Steelers uniform. Anyway, that's the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything surrounding the team. I'm covering it. I have covered it. And the draft's right around the corner, so stay tuned. Also subscribe, turn notifications. Until the next video, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.